Trigger warning. Throughout this episode, we may use or refer to ableist language and terminology that some viewers and listeners may find upsetting or offensive. We do so only in the context of discussing Rosie Jones' work, lived experience, and activism, and to examine the impact of ableism in order to challenge it. If you find yourself becoming too distressed, please feel free to take a moment to step outside of the room, and remember, you can always stop what you're listening to. Hello, company, and welcome to the Show People podcast, the podcast that shines a spotlight on the UK performing arts industry and those dedicated to their craft. My name is Andrew Keates. I'm a theatre director and the artistic director of Queer Theatre and your host. Now, tonight we are joined by one of the funniest women in Britain. A comedian, writer, actor, presenter, children's author, documentary maker, and charity founder. From The Last Leg, Live at the Apollo, QI, Taskmaster, and Question Time, Channel 4 sitcom Pushers, and her seminal documentary, Am I a Retard?, Rosie has become one of the most important and unapologetic voices on British television. She is a filthy, political, intelligent, and proud disabled lesbian, using comedy not just to make us laugh, but to make us pay attention to what other comedians belittle. Please put your hands together for Rosie Jones. Why not?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
So I thought you were Bard from the Two Brewers.
Oh, I did, but don't worry. I bribed them.
So you were just about to embark on a UK tour, right?
Well, I just done a tour,
Oh, right.
but I am taking the same show to the Edinburgh Fringe.
How do you feel?
Boldest. And it's my first full run in 7 years.
Whoa.
So I don't know what I black myself in for, but I'm excited.
And are there any other future projects coming up that you want to share?
I don't know if I can talk about a lot of them, but I'm doing a film in autumn, and it's an amazing cast.
Can't give us a little hint?
Well, it's Jason Isaacs, Josh Gad, Ruth Mega, David Jacoby, and for some reason, me.
Jason is a friend of mine. You two are getting it up to mischief.
People say that a lot. People say you and Jason will get on, so I cannot wait.
He'll look after you. Let's start at the very beginning.
It is a very good purpose.
You were born in Bridlington
Yeah.
in East Yorkshire in 1990.
Yeah.
You have spoken about being born not breathing for 17 minutes, which led to your ataxic cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Where cerebral palsy affects your movement and speech. And you've spoken with huge love about your parents and support growing up. What was Bridlington like growing up with cerebral palsy?
Oh, shit hole. Now, Bridlington is a seaside town in Yorkshire, and I would say it's great if you're under 8 and you're older 88. But the 8 decades in between, there's fuck all there. So, like you said, my parents were amazing, and they told me from a very young age that I could be whoever I wanted to be, apart from a hairdresser.
I'm looking at my boyfriend. Who did Rosie's hair before we began the show?
Thank you. But we'll get onto it later. But I had a very small town mentality, and I feel like everyone knew me because I was a disabled one. So as a teenager, when I began feeling like I was attracted to women, I thought, oh shit, I can't come out here because I'm already the disabled one. I can't be the gay one as well. So luckily at 21 I moved to London and I found my friends, found my tribe, and found who I was. So yeah, I loved growing up in Brit. Do I want to live there now? No.
We'll wait till you're 88, shall we? What was your brother like? I've heard you say that he would be extremely protective of you, sometimes too protective.
Yeah. I love that question because I don't talk about Oliver enough. He's my favourite person in the world. And when I told my parents that I wanted to become a comedian, they went, why? Your brother's the funny one, not you. And then Oliver is the funniest person in my life, and he's always been there for me and protecting me. And I do think there's something incredibly special about siblings of disabled people because they've grown up in a household where they can see the world judging their brother or their sister on a daily basis. So they grow up just innately knowing not to judge anybody, and Oliver is so sociable, so charismatic, but he treats everyone the same because he knows how frustrating it was for me to be judged on something that I can't help.
When and at what age did you first encounter ableism?
4 years old. You mentioned my documentary earlier, and I got a bit of controversy for the title.
Yeah.
Because I chose to use the R word in the title, and I made that decision not to reclaim that word because I don't think we should, but to make people aware of the power of that word because it is still used freely on a day-to-day basis. And I remember at school being called that word before I knew what it meant, before I knew the power of that word. I was told that I was one, but I'm only figuring all this out retrospectively. I only properly understood what the word ableism meant when I was in my 30s. And even now, if you ask anyone to describe what racism, what sexism, what homophobia is, people can easily tell you. But when you say, now what is ableism, I feel like people still trip over their words and they don't understand the power of it as much as other types in that category. And I think I spent all my childhood and my 20s dealing with ableism by going, oh, well, I don't know. Oh, well, baby, I'm the first person with CP that's met. And I would swallow that. And I would blame myself, and it's only getting older, educating myself and going through therapy that now when I receive ableism, I feel strong enough to go, no, that's not my fault. Stop judging me on my cerebral palsy. Go away, educate yourself, and for God's sake, stop being a dickhead.
This morning, I texted you this morning. This morning, I rewatched Am I Retard, which I watched when it came out. And I remember, at bits I remembered. But what I hadn't heard, and obviously when I watched it, we didn't know each other. But my partner saw me this morning. Like I was in tears this morning when it's the beginning of the documentary and you're walking through Kennington and you're wearing a pair of headphones and you say, sorry. I wear a pair of headphones because every day I hear somebody either laugh at me or say something cruel about me. And you said that's every day.
Every day. If you saw me coming today, you'd see my headphones. I've always on, always. And I feel like I walk through life with my guard up, 'cause I never know when the next form of abuse or ableism will hit me. But I should be sure it'll be every day.
I just had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea, and it was so distressing. And you know, my first thought was, how on earth are you still here? Let alone how on earth have you achieved the things that you have? Do you think that cruelty has, by virtue of its desire to make you shrink, to destroy you, has in many ways actually fueled your fire to go, look at me and look at what I have to say?
Yeah. I think I should said at the beginning I have cerebral palsy because I didn't breathe for 17 minutes at birth, which I really wouldn't recommend. And I think when I talk about that with non-disabled people, they go, oh my God, 17 minutes away from not having cerebral palsy. I don't see it as I see it as I was realistically 2 or 3 minutes away from not being here. So from a very young age, I've been super aware that you only live once. We are lucky to be here, and I want to live my life to its fullest. So when I come across negativity or people who don't like me, I go, fine, poor you, because you will never have the privilege of being in my life. So yeah, I just think my drive and my ambition and my strength come from the fact that I know that we are just all so lucky to be here.
Do people confuse your physical disability, though, for a mental disability?
Yeah, for sure. That's interesting because I don't feel like that confusion happens as much now, and I cannot work out whether it's because as a society we're evolving and we're becoming better in terms of accepting people's diversity, or I don't know whether it's now because I'm famous. So a great example is 10 years ago I would go into a cafe, I will probably practice saying flat white a lot because I know the person working there wouldn't understand me. and they'd asked me where my mum was. And I never got that when someone said, "Where's your mum?" I'd be like, "Oh, they should little 200 miles away." But now when I go into a cafe, the person working there normally gives me a smile of recognition. They understand me. They don't patronize me. So I feel like we got better, but definitely my face and my voice being out there has made my life a lot easier.
I want to, obviously, after school, you went on to Huddersfield University, am I thinking?
Yeah.
And you studied English language and creative writing.
Yeah.
So I imagine as a child, what were the early things that you started to write? Was it poetry? Was it stories? Was it plays? What was your earliest writing adventures?
I don't think I've ever said this before, but recently I went home and I found a story that I had written when I was 5 about a teddy bear who came to life. Right? Work with me now. I wrote that in 1995. Toy Story didn't come out till 1996. Am I about to sue Pixar? Yes!
When you were at school, when you were at Huddersfield University, what were the great teachers, and why were they great teachers? The ones who supported you when you were learning, and how did they behave that made your education so rich?
Definitely at secondary school, it was my English teacher, Mr. Hurst. And I feel like I enjoyed school. I came out with good grades, but there wasn't a lot of disabled people there. And in hindsight, a lot of the teachers didn't know how to help me. So, for example, I had a laptop, so if we ever got a worksheet, I wanted to write the worksheet onto my laptop, and then I would do all the answers, whereas Mr. Hurst, my English teacher, had the insight to give me a USB stick and to create a document ready for me. We're back to ableism now, so the teachers who didn't do that for me, who expected me to do double the work, now in my 35-year-old brain, I go, why the fuck did you help me out? But at the time, I just typed it all up because I was like, well, yeah, I'm the different one. I'm the one who's got to do 4 times the amount of work, because 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even been allowed to come to this school. So I'm lucky to be here. But yeah, my English teacher saw that not only helped me, but he saw the writer in me before I saw it in myself.
Who were the writers that inspired you? Who were you reading back then?
Jacqueline Wilson, and she is still my hero. And I met her a few years ago, and I shot my pants. And I think I loved her because she never patronized kids. She was able to handle subjects like care home, addiction, single parent families in a way that felt organic and natural. So yeah, Jacqueline Wilson still my hero. I'm a gay.
Yeah. And she's been amazing as well with, gender as well. She continues to write amazing stories, inspiring young non-binary children.
Yeah.
She's a hero. She's such a hero.
Yeah,
Now,
she is the children's writer we should be talking about.
I agree.
Not a certain other cunt.
And there's the clip for the episode. Look, I want to talk, what a lot of people might not know, so obviously people know you as a comedian, but a lot of people might not know that you, in many ways, after you finished your degree, you worked behind the scenes as a writer in writers' rooms, writing for things like Eddie and Fun Capsule, or Harry Hill Show.
Yeah.
In many ways, some of the people who have criticized you, you were writing their jokes to begin with, right?
Yeah. It's really hard to bite my tongue because I'm like, I wrote your fucking jokes. And a lot of it is natural and normal. The case for panel shows is a comedian is expected to tell 50, 60 jokes in one episode, and that is cut down in the edit. So it's a lot more work than one person can do. So yeah, I started as a researcher, and I would research on shows like The Last Leg and Would I Lie to You. That one was amazing because it was my job to write the lies. Amazing.
What was your favorite lie that you managed to get in?
I can't remember now. I think I once wrote a line that David Mitchell always brushed his teeth with two toothbrushes at the same time. And they believed it. And then, through that I started writing jokes and I loved it. And the first time I heard a comedian tell a joke that I wrote, I felt so elated when I heard the audience laugh. But very quickly after, I thought, wait, no, they're getting my laugh. I deserve that laugh. So that is when I thought, shall I give stand-up a go? And I did, and I never looked back.
Now, let me get this right. Is it true, I don't know if this is an urban myth, but did you first perform stand-up at a friend's comedy night unplanned?
Yeah.
So it is true.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So it was a really small club in Dalston, and I went to support my friend, and there were only 8 people in the audience, and 7 of them were comedians. So everyone got up one by one and they had their go. And apart from my friend, they were all shit. So at the end, the MC quite pleadingly looked at me on the front row and went, do you want to go? And I went, yeah, why not? And I went up there, and I think when you are disabled, you know that you can rely on comedy to break the ice and to break any sort of tension. Yeah. So I had a few jokes and a few stories already up my sleeve. So I gave them a go, and they went down well, better than anything they did. So I thought, yeah, okay, I can build on that.
What is it that makes a great joke?
Oh, a lot of different things. I think it's definitely in your delivery, in your confidence. But in order to deliver a great punchline, it's like a jigsaw. You need to give the audience the entire picture apart from one piece. And I think a great joke makes the audience discover that final piece for themselves.
It's the most beautiful description of a joke I've ever heard. Who do you put on, or who do you go and see when you need a laugh?
Well, I don't see them per se, but I have 3 heroes who taught me how to be a great comedian. Firstly, Victoria Wood taught me about musicality in comedy. And I don't mean singing songs, I mean the rhythms of a joke, how you deliver it. And she just taught me that, by God, women are funny. Funnier than men. So big. My second hero is Billy Connolly. I don't think enough people know how much he changed the face of comedy. Before him, stand-up comedians would come on stage and tell structured jokes. He ripped that wide open and would come on stage and seem like he was your friend telling a story. But as a writer, we know that very casual story was deeply crafted and took you on a real journey. And my third comedy hero is a Canadian comic called Tig Notaro. And if you don't know Tig, please go away, Google them. And I learned so much from them because they are non-disabled, but their style of comedy is incredibly slow and laid back, and they do not rush anything, and it draws you in. You kind of lean forward because you're enthralled in the stories they're telling. And it was watching Tig that I really got the eureka moment, because before that, I knew I could tell a funny story in the pub, but I thought I can't be a stand-up because I speak slowly. Everybody will get to the end of the sentence before I do. But watching Tig when they go, oh, wait, I can adopt that style. I can own my speed and I can use it to my advantage.
I said this to my boyfriend today when we were watching some of your work. I read Rosie notes that just when the audience thinks she's going to go, and then she pulls the rug.
Yeah.
And the architecture of your jokes, I suppose, must have been heavily influenced by a great creative writing course.
Yeah, completely. And I think every single one of my jokes, it's all in the writing, but it's all in the editing as well. And I will literally go through every single syllable and I will go, do I need it? Does it make the joke better? And if it's a no, I take it out because I got to use every single second. And we're back to the jigsaw puzzle, and that I got to make sure that nobody knows where the jokes are going before I get there. And a great example is my first ever joke was, hello, I'm Rosie, and as you can tell from my voice, I suffer from being northern. If we're gonna be a writing nerd, the audience hears, hello, I'm Rosie, and as you can tell from my voice, I suffer from being. None of that is funny. You don't know what the end of that sentence is, so no one can get to the end of the joke before me. And it's that rug pull that makes people go, oh! Brilliant! I could not have guessed that final word, northern, would change the whole context of the sentence.
I hear so often people talking about what I think is a really dangerous word, which is banter. And I often hear, it's just banter, babe. Fancy doing it. Do you think that there are things that we shouldn't be joking about?
No, that's my favorite question. You can tell a joke about literally anything or anybody, but before you tell the joke, you need to check in on 3 key questions. Number 1, who are you? What is your background? What groups are you part of? Number 2, who is this joke directed at? Is it a group of people that you are part of, or that you are behaving association with? And number 3, why are you telling that joke? Are you telling it from lived experience to educate people, or are you just telling it to be controversial? So a great example is, can you tell jokes about trans people? Yeah, you can. I have a lot of friends who are brilliant trans comedians who tell amazing jokes about what it's like to be trans. If I want to listen to a trans joke, I will go and watch them. Why would I ever want to hear a trans joke from a white, cis, privileged, straight man called Ricky?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely joke about anything, but before you do, work out why.
Because we're in the Two Brewers and how lovely that we have a queer audience, I want to ask you something which I haven't ever heard you talk about on a podcast, and that's, I want you to share what it was like for you to come out.
Oh, it was a process. I think, like I said, growing up in Bridlington, I didn't see a lot of positive queer representations, and for ages I thought, no, I'm not gay, 'cause I got long hair. And I don't want to be a PE teacher. So it taught me ages to work out that I didn't have to change my hair, my personality, and my career to be gay. And I can't say this without it sounding sad, but I need to clarify that I was never sad at the time. I probably admitted that I was gay to myself at 22. But I thought, I won't tell anybody because I'm disabled, and nobody will ever love me. So why would I come out and tell my friends and my family of a sexual preference that I will never get the opportunity to act on? And that came from a lack of representation. And even now in the media, I've never properly seen a positive piece of representation of a queer disabled person in a happy, healthy, romantic relationship. So if you never see it, how could you ever believe it could happen to you? So I thought, right, I got amazing friends. I'll focus on them. I'll focus on my career. And I did that for many years until I got to a stage in my late 20s when I thought, fuck this. I absolutely deserve love. I deserve to be seen. And not only that, I wanted to be out and proud on stage because I never wanted a queer disabled person to watch me and think that they too were unworthy of love. So I came out and annoyingly everyone knew. Because I was ready for such drama, because I thought, whatever happens, I'll put it in my stand-up. And nothing happens. Annoyingly, my mum said to me, I love you. That doesn't change who you are. And if anything, I love you more. What a country. Give me drama!
You're like me, I suppose, in that, you know, I came out about my HID status on stage at the Dominion Theatre. You know, I haven't shied away from, you know, being a recovering alcoholic, a recovering drug addict. I was 13 years old when I came out that I was gay under Section 28. And I have repeatedly found that all the things that society tells me I should be ashamed of, so long as I'm on stage talking about them, you can't make me feel shame.
Yeah.
Because they're what make me who I am.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that's the thing. It's the shame. It's the bits of us that we try to hide, or we're told that we should try and hide, that cause the greatest cancers in my life. And we're so lucky that here we stand, you know, under these lights, unashamed of who we are.
Yeah.
And thank God for these little versions of ourselves that were brave enough to say, no, I deserve love.
Yeah.
And I suppose if there is a young lesbian or gay man or queer person listening to this, like, I know times are getting hotter and hotter and hotter, but it's absolutely not worth hiding from.
Yeah. No, I think there's a power in the truth of being true to yourself and thinking, okay, it might make my life harder and some people might treat me differently, but you cannot be just going out there as your true, authentic self.
And it's okay for me to share, by the way, you have a lovely long-term girlfriend at the moment.
I do! do. I really do. And again, like I said, my coming out journey happened over decades, but even when I came out, I didn't feel worthy of love, and I would find that I would date people, and then as soon as I started to like them, I would push them away because my internalized ableism will go, oh God, they're amazing, so therefore they deserve somebody who isn't disabled. And I really analysed that, and I really worked on myself. And yeah, I met the most amazing, caring, funny woman last year, and I just feel so seen and held by her, and yes, it's so great.
And she's very lucky to have you.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw an end to the first part. That's the end of part one. For our audience here at the Two Brewers, we'll take a short interval. So please do grab yourself a drink at the bar. Remember, we should support these amazing queer spaces. If you're listening at home, backstage, or from Brid, make sure you like and subscribe to the Show People podcast so you're notified the moment that part 2 with Rosie Jones is released. Huge thanks to our sponsors, Theatre Counts, the entertainment industry's most trusted accountants, to Oliver, Reese, Liam, and all the gorgeous Two Brewers team for letting this be our home. Thank you to Ned Wakely and the Showreel Company for videography, to Paul Madeley and Sean Lindsell for capturing tonight's photography, and to our friends Lewis Wilson and George Davey at Cozy Hair Studio for styling Rosie's hair this evening. This podcast is produced by Queer Theatre, proud to tell LGBTQI+ stories and nurture queer talent. If you'd like to get involved with any of our many events, from acting classes for queer people to the Queer Play Reading Club to our Outcast Showcase, then please consider supporting us or booking a ticket by visiting queertheatre.co.uk. Now please put your hands together for the one, the only, Rosie Jones!